Hi everyone, thank you for joining me with Stampin' with Margaret. This is the card we're going to be making today. Isn't this one fun? Kind of use up some of your old scraps and it really turns out beautiful. It's very, I think, pretty impressive. Okay, so let's get started. If you got my email, I sent you the pattern, which we're going to start with our base of our card, which is an 8.5 by 5.5. Score it right at 4 1/4. You're going to cut a front, and this will be your 4 by 5 1/4. And for your inside, when you're using your darker pieces of paper, of course, you're going to want an extra piece so that you can put your sentiment. And again, that is the 4 by 5 1/4. Set that aside, and then you're going to want to cut a 1 by 4 1/4, and this is going to be for your sentiment. Now, you're going to cut 8 4 1/4s and, 8 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And then again, you're going to cut another 8 1 1/8 by 1 1/8 squares. All right, I'm going to show you how we're going to layer those up in a minute and how we are going to get this beautiful layered fan look. Isn't that fun? All right, I'll show you that in a minute. Let's get started. We're going to take our card base, and it is scored at 4 1/4. So we'll take it, and we're just going to go ahead and use our bone folder to get a really nice sharp crease. Okay, gonna get some glue. I like glue, you can use tape, but I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. And I like to get on near the edges so it doesn't roll up on me. And let's get some in the middle too. Okay, set this one down. As you can see, that had the poinsettias on it, and that's what we're going to be using to put our fan down with. All right, let's get the squares made. Again, you're going to have 8 of the 4 1/4 and 8 of the 1 1/4 by 1 1/4 and 8 1 1/8 squares. All right, let's go ahead and get these glued up. All right, set this down. All right, now again, we're just going to glue that so that you have your green around the outside and then your designer series paper on the inside. All right, we'll do one more, and instead of watching me do all 8 of them, we'll just do those for right now. Okay. Now, one of the things that I found as I was making this, what works out really good, is take your small dimensions and put one in the corner on the back of that is the most interesting to you. So I like this over here, so I'm going to put one of the dimensions right there in the corner, just like that. Okay, again, I like this one because it has the poinsettia right there. So again, I'm going to put a dimension right out there in the corner. Okay, now this is going to be the how to get this so that your fan is in the center. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our card, and you can see where our designer series paper is right here. I'm going to line it up on the line right here, and then you can see the line over here. So I'm going to draw a line here and one there. That's the outside of the designer series paper. Then I'm going to count in because I want half. I want to make a mark here at the half. So here we go. I'm going to count in. I pre-measured this. I'm going to count in 8 of the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's going to be my center. Okay, so I want to keep that lined up. Or you can take your ruler and measure it, of course, and it's going to be at 2 right there. So you can see this is 4 inches. So in the middle, I want the 2, right? Just like that. You can put a pencil mark right there on your paper if you want. Just like that if you want. You erase this later. Okay, let's get started. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start my fans. So I'm going to take the backing off of my dimension, And I'm going to set this down just like this. Okay, now make sure I got it straight. So I've got my lines. Now I'm going to put my point right there. And I want my point going up and down, so it's straight, going like that. So just like that. Now, one of the tricks I discovered is that we want to take a larger dimension, and it's sticky on this side, but I'm going to leave the part here. Don't make it sticky. Leave that part on there. I'm going to stick it right underneath, right here in the middle, just like that, just so that everything is level, right? Okay, I'm trying to do this slow enough so that you can see it, because it's just a little tricky, but it's not really hard. Okay, so we got our first one down. Let's start with our second one. What we're going to do is we're going to layer these one on top of the other, going all the way around. And then there's a little trick at the very end, but I'll show that to you in just a minute. Okay, we don't need to worry about these anymore because we've got our first one started. What we're going to do is all of our pieces are going to meet right here in the middle, right? All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to set this one down. This one's going to go straight up and down. Now make sure that your point is pretty close in the middle there. All right, now press that one down because I took the sticky part off the back, right? Let's do it again. Take the sticky part off the back. And then what we're going to do, this one is going to be on the angle, okay? Let me see, let's set this here, maybe you can see that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this one, and this one is going to be on an angle. So again, we're gonna line our point up right here, and we wanna make this as straight across as possible. We just press that down. See? I'm gonna pull this out of here because I think it's a little distracting. So now we'll take our next one. We're going to take the sticky off the back of the dimension. Now this one's going to go straight up and down just like this one did. Now see, they still move a little bit, and that's why we're doing that this way and not making this so this is sticky, this dimension sticky, so that we can move these around a little bit. Now here's I put my dimension on the part that I thought had the most personality, because that's going to be to the outside, right? Okay, now this is another one that's going to go straight up and down. Watch your center right here. Watch your point right there. Just line that up, just like that. All right. Now we're going to take our next one, pull the dimension off. Now this one's going to be on an angle, right? All right, let's set it down. Watch our point right there. Okay, just like that. Set her down. Can you see how they're ones on top of the other, on top of the other? Okay, let's do it again. Take that off. Okay, now this one's going to go straight up and down. And if all these don't match perfectly, that's okay. We're going to cover that center, so don't really worry about it. Just get it as close as possible. All right, so this one's going to go up and down, just like that. Okay, two more. Got this one, taking the dimension off. Now this is going to be the one that goes sideways, right? It's going to go on the diagonal. Looking at my point there. All right, let's see. Let's make sure that this is straight on the horizon there. All right, one last one. Take that off. And now this one is going to tuck underneath. Just like that. And see how that's moving around? That's okay, because we can move them in a minute. Now this one's going to be one of the straight up and downs. Okay, so let's just make sure, look at our center, try to get it in there. Make sure it's straight up and down. Look at that. And then we'll move that one in there. Look, that's all there was to it. That one has to tuck underneath, just like that. See how they're all one on top of the other. All right, middle, let's finish it off. As you can see, I put a little bit of a snowflake there, but look, I cut one of these out of our designer series paper, a pretty poinsettia, Just put a little bit of glue on it because this is what's going to stick our center together. All right, a little bit of glue on that. I think I want this going like this. Set her down like that. See, here's our center. Set it down. And that's it. That holds it all together. Look at that. Look how cool that is. Wasn't that easy? Now, if you didn't get it, watch my video again, okay? All right, so now we're going to do our sentiment, and I pre-stamped it so you didn't have to sit and wait on me. Now, what I'd like to do is make this pop up because this is part's popping up too. So we'll go ahead and flip it over and put some dimensions on here. All right, one last one, and right like that. Okay, take these and take the backs off of the dimensions so it's sticky. And remember, I put a dimension there in the middle, but I didn't take the back off because so that the top was not sticky so that those would move around. All right, so let's line this up how we want it. I want to make sure it's straight. Okay. Set it down like that, just like that. Now, we could get fancy, we could put some bling on it if you'd like. I have some fun gems here, so let's take a couple of these and let's make the center of that poinsettia pretty. All right, go ahead and stick this down. Let's put 3 right there in the middle. One last one. All right. Just like that. Okay, whoops, that one came off, so let's make sure we get that back here. Okay, come here, guy. All right. Okay, it wants to stick to my finger. Let's see if we can get it to stick to the paper. All right, let's get another one just so that we don't have to fuss with it. All right. Let's put this one down, all 3 of them right there in the middle. Okay, let's place those just like that. Okay, I'm happy with that. All right, look at that. Look at how pretty that looks. Can you see? Can you see it's shiny? All right. Actually, this card is all done. All what you'd have left to do is stamp your sentiment and then go ahead and stick that down and your card is all done. What do you guys think? I really like this one. This was a fun one to make. It's pretty darn easy. And what's nice is if you are having trouble with it, just go ahead, go back and watch my video again, right? Okay. Now, for the month of November and December, I would like to give you each a gift if you place an order with me. Okay, not enough people, I think, are trying out this new Stampin' Seal. I think people were using our old snail, but are starting to run out, and just a little nervous about buying this new Stampin' Seal, and I like the one that is the Stampin' Seal Plus. This is what a free gift to you if you placed an order in the month of November and all the way through to the end of December. So if you just place any order, I will make sure that I get one of these in the mail to you, or I will drop it by the house for you. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining Stamping with Margaret again today. And I hope you have fun with this card. I tried to do it 2 different ways so that you could really get a feel for how easy and beautiful these are, right? All right, everyone. Thank you again for joining me and have a wonderful weekend. All right, see you next week. Bye-bye.